Hello, friends. This is a short vlog of our visit to the Gir National Park. So, if you're visiting DU, I highly recommend combining it with a trip to the Gir Forest for the safari. Gir is roughly about 1.5 to 2 hours away by road. And if you haven't seen our DU vlog yet, do check it out for everything you need to know about DU and our experience there. So Gir is famous for his Asiatic lions. So kids were very excited for the safari. We stayed at the Gir Serai Resort. So this is a reception, what you see. This resort, the location was excellent, very close to the safari entry point. The property isn't overly luxurious, but it is clean, well maintained, and offered exceptional service. One thing to keep in mind is that the property does not have a lift facility. So, if you have people with limited mobility, then you might have to either request for a room in the ground floor or look at other alternatives. The breakfast spread, I couldn't take the video, but it was very fresh and had good options. It wasn't a huge spread, but limited spread, but the good food quality. So this is the room. The room was very comfortable, very well maintained, modern room. There was a bed which could easily accommodate two adults and two kids. It was overlooking a forest area. The washrooms were also very clean. I'll be honest, I was a little doubtful when I booked this place because there were hardly any proper photos of the resort online. But once I got here, I was pleasantly surprised. They also had a nice small play area for kids. So that was something useful. And then they had a swimming pool, which was open swimming pool, but well maintained and in a good location too. So I think overall that was nice. So overall the property I would rate it a 9 on 10 for their maintenance and their service. Now coming to the safari. Now there is a reporting center where you will have to report if you have the e-permit for the safari. This is called the Sin Southern. This was very close to the Gir Serai Resort where we stayed. It was just hardly 100 meters, 150 meters to the Sin Southern. Now, there are two options for safari that is available. One is the Gir Jungle Safari. This is a 3-hour gypsy safari deep into the forest. It's perfect for wildlife enthusiasts or people who want that entire jungle experience. Second is the Devalia Safari. This is inside the Gir Interpretation Zone and this will last for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So it's a large fenced area that gives you a compact version of the Gir experience and ideal if you're short on time, budget or traveling with kids or elders. Since we were traveling with kids and we weren't sure if they would sit through a 3-hour safari, we chose the Devalia Safari. We didn't take the Gir Safari. And I'm happy with the decision because our goal was to show the kids lions in their natural habitat. And luckily, we spotted lions, deer, peacocks, and also we saw a leopard prison. And the kids absolutely loved it. Whether you choose Gir or Devalia Safari, booking your safari's e-permit before even booking your hotel is very important. Because without the e-permit, you cannot go for the safari. And you need to book the e-permit from the official Gir website. I will leave the link in the description. So you can do the Devalia Safari either in a gypsy or the bus. If you have opted for the gypsy, you need to go to the booking center, which I showed before, the Sin Southern, and then make the payment and then take the gypsy from there. So what you're seeing now is a travel from the booking center to the Devalia Park entrance. It's about a 20 minutes drive. This is the park entrance. But if opted for the bus, then you need to come to the park entrance directly. So that's the difference. So now is when we have starting the safari actually. So the advantage with Devalia is that the lion sightings are almost guaranteed because it's a smaller area. So that is one advantage. For the gypsy safari or for the bus safari also, please reach at least 15 to 20 minutes before your safari timing. That's very important. For the gypsy safari, once you reach the booking center or the Sin Southern, your permit is first verified, then a guide is assigned to you, and then you have to pay for the guide and the gypsy. So if it is a 4-seater gypsy, it comes to around 2000 rupees and the guide was 400 rupees. The e-permit is extra, that was about 800 rupees for 3 adults and 2 kids, and that we took online. But if it is a bus, what you're intending to take, the bus comes at a much more cheaper price. It is 150 rupees per person. And for bus, you do not require a separate e-permit. Your ticket itself becomes your permit. So that way it is much more budget friendly. And in fact, the route what the bus takes and the gypsy takes is almost same. But only thing is that in a bus, it goes at its own pace. But for a gypsy, if you want to tell them to wait there for a couple of minutes, they will stop there and they will show you. So that's the one advantage that we see. So this is the lion we spotted. Always try to book the safari either in the morning or in evenings, because that is when animals are most active and the movement is much more higher. So we took the morning 7:30 a.m. safari. Cost-wise, the Gir Jungle Safari is slightly more expensive than the Devalia, because of course it is much more time. It's 3 hours. The Gir Safari was around 2,500 for a four-seater gypsy. But so you can choose whichever safari you want, basis what is it that you're looking for. Another plan is also that you can reach Gir by afternoon, do either Gir Safari in the evening, and the next day morning you can do the Devalia Safari, or vice versa. So that's up to you to choose basis what you want to see. Also note, the Gir Jungle Safari is closed from mid-June to mid-October. So keep that in mind. Devalia continues to remain open, but Devalia is closed on every Wednesday. So the best would be to go to the official Gir website and then look at the availability of permit. They show the calendar of days the park is closed, etc. There are also other websites available for the safari permit booking, but they do charge a service fee or a convenience fee. There was also a leopard prison we saw. That was also very interesting. So we saw at least 3-4 leopards there, one sitting on the tree, etc. So that was also a nice experience. So 15-minute safari was good enough for us. The kids were already tired by then. So this is the bus safari what I was referring to before. This is how the bus looks. So now we are exiting the Devalia Safari Park, and from there we go back to the Sin Southern, which is a booking center. So if you have opted for the bus safari, you need to report here, not at Sin Southern. So that is one point to note. It's a little confusing that time. At the Sin Southern Booking Center, there is also a souvenir shop. So if you want to carry some souvenirs back, magnets, keychains, etc., it's a good idea to shop there. We came back to the hotel. We had a breakfast, spent some time in the swimming pool, and then we checked out. So overall, amazing experience, especially for kids. So if you're visiting DU, definitely consider adding it to your itinerary. Please subscribe to our channel for more such family-friendly content. Thank you all for watching.